You don't need to be ready to move forward. Readiness is a lie. Action is the prerequisite. I have mentored more than 800 nurses over 33 years. And I want to tell you, it is never the skill that holds a nurses back. It is always the belief. So today, I am going to name the 5 beliefs I have seen destroy nursing careers because you are too talented to stay stuck. Let me tell you back about a bit of my story. When I came to America, I was already a nurse manager. I had a license, I had the experience, but I had something else too. I had every single one of these 5 beliefs sitting right here. And they almost stopped me. The nurses I have mentored, the nurses who struggled most, were not struggling because they lacked knowledge. They were struggling because of what they believe about themselves. So let us go through them one by one. Belief number 1. When they say, I am not ready yet. Readiness is a lie. Action is the prerequisite. I am not ready yet. This is the belief I hear most often from nurses who have been bedside for 5 years, from nurses who are watching someone less qualified get the promotion. Let me tell you a story. I mentored a nurse, a very brilliant nurse, who had been a nurse for more than 6 years. A charge nurse position opened up in her unit and she did not apply. And I asked her why. She said, I just do not feel ready yet. Someone else applied. Someone with 2 years of experience and got the job. Here is the truth that nobody told her, or even a little push. Readiness is not a feeling. Readiness is a decision that you have to make even if you're not ready. Nobody feels ready. The ones who advance, they apply anyway, they speak up anyway, and then they become ready in the doing. You do not wait until you are ready. You get ready by starting. Belief number 2. My accent makes me less. Your difference is your credential. This one I know from the inside. When I came to this country, I was even afraid to answer the phone because I did not want people to hear my accent. I would practice what I was going to say before I picked up. I minimized myself. I stayed quiet in the meetings. I let others speak even if I knew the answer. And I see this in immigrant nurses every single day. Nurses who are twice as qualified, staying half as visible. So let me tell you what I eventually understood. My accent is a proof that I speak more than one language. My story is not a weakness, and yours too. It is a qualification. Your patients, our patients, come from everywhere. Your team comes from everywhere. No matter where you are from your career, stop apologizing for where you came from. Start leading from it. Belief number 3 of 5, and this is quite controversial. The belief that I have no financial power as a nurse. You have financial power at every stage. It just looks different depending on where you are. Let me tell you something that most people get wrong about nurses and money. They say just negotiate your salary. And I really want to be honest with you because I respect you too much to give you advice that does not exist in the real world. In most hospital systems, your base salary is largely set before you walk in the door. Step increases with years of experience and pay grids. I know because I have lived it, and I have been on both sides of that table as a nurse and as a nurse leader. So here is the truth, broken down by exactly where you are in your career. If you are a new graduate nurse, your base salary has very little room to move. That is the reality. But here is what most new grads do not know. The base salary is not the only number on that offer letter. That base has also flexibility. You have your sign-on bonus if you have night differential, weekend differentials, tuition reimbursement, and your unit placement. Getting your preferred specialty from day one builds your career fastest. It is worth more than a few $1,000 because the unit you start on determines the experience you build. And the experience you build determines every salary conversation you will ever have after this one. Choose your first unit like a financial decision it is. If you are an experienced nurse changing positions, this is your moment. I negotiated my own starting salary before I came here. I did my research so that I would get paid appropriately with my experience because I already had an open heart and critical care experience. Experienced nurses have real negotiating power, but you have to tell your story. You have to make your experience visible and not assume that they can see what you can bring. Say it out loud. Your certifications, your specialty, your experience on a high acuity unit. That is not just experience. That is leverage. Also, verify your clinical ladder experience at higher. A system that starts you at level 1 when your experience justifies you are at level 2 or 3, and that is costing you real money every single pay period. Use that window. The hospital can cap your hourly rate, but the hospital cannot cap your knowledge. The nurses that I mentored who are building real wealth, they are not out negotiating the hospital with their hourly salary. They are building income the hospital cannot touch. Mentorship programs and online education built from what they know. The knowledge in your head compounded after 10, 15, or 20 years from the bedside. Nobody put a step increase on that. Your salary has a ceiling. Your knowledge does not. Stop building only for the hospital. Start building for yourself. Belief number 4 of 5. I cannot speak in front of the doctors. Your patient needs your voice, and that is your authority. This belief cost patients their lives. I am going to say this one more time. The belief that a nurse cannot speak in front of the doctor costs patients their lives. I have stood at the bedside and have seen something that was not right, and I have watched a nurse, a good nurse, stay silent. Not because she did not know, but because she was afraid of how she would sound. Let me give you something to hold on to. When you walk into that room and something feels wrong, you are not just a nurse. You are the last line of defense for that patient. Your voice is not an opinion. Your voice is a clinical data. Every time. Let's go to the last one. Belief number 5. It is the belief that leadership is not for someone like me. Leadership is not given, it is built. I came to this country with $700. I was scared to answer the phone. In the beginning, I questioned whether I belonged. I cried in the car on my way home from night shift. But today, I lead a team of close to 100 healthcare professionals, not because leadership was given to me, but because I refused to believe it was not for me. If you are watching this right now and you have told yourself, I am not that type, or leadership is only for people with connections, maybe I will wait if I have more experience, or maybe I'll wait when I get ready. I need you to hear this. Leadership is not a personality type. It is a decision. It is built shift by shift and conversation by conversation. Every time you help a colleague, every time you advocate for a patient, every time you raise your hand when you are afraid, you are leading. Leadership is not for a certain type of person. It is for the person who decides not to wait. All 5 of these beliefs have one thing in common. They are learned, which means they can be unlearned. I built my confidence shift by shift for 33 years. But you do not have to take 33 years. I put everything I know, every shift, every conversation, every hard lesson into the new 90-day confidence structure specifically built for nurses in the early years of their practice. It covers communication, how to build confidence, and leadership presence. The link is in the description. The 90-day confidence structure, it is there for you. In fact, one of my favorite comments from someone who took the course was, I got the 90-day confidence structure. It is not only a guide, but there are scripts. It really gives me the structure. It is a tremendous help as a new nurse. And before you go, I want you to tell me something in the comments. Which of these 5 beliefs have you been carrying? Because the first step to breaking a belief is naming it out loud. My biggest hope after you watching this video is that stop waiting to get ready, stop waiting for the perfect time, and just take the first step and learn by doing. Do it scared, because your future you will probably be very glad that you took the leap. I am Robie. I am beyond a nurse, and so are you. And whatever stage you are in the process, check this video over here, and hopefully that will give you a firmware that you wish you have done things differently. I'll see you in the next video.